So it was like, oh, here we go. We're jumping right on in. We're starting. No questions about if I could be a car. What car would I be? You know, nothing like that. So it was at first, you know, a little bit difficult in some ways because I felt like I was being, you know, quizzed about my knowledge. But then it became really personal, and we had a really great opportunity to share. I had a great opportunity to share myself with the judges, and we talked about Oklahoma and Oklahoma City just in general, but the importance of the Oklahoma City Bombing Memorial and Museum and the impact that that had on me and my love for Oklahoma. I got to talk about my talent and what it meant to me. It was really interesting because one of the judges said, okay, Ashleigh, I'm flipping the tables on you. You asked me a question. I want to talk.
Oh, wow.
So I said, okay, cool. So it ended up being really great and really fun. And people keep asking me, finals night, when I was in top 5, people keep joking around that when I walked up and they drew who my judge was going to ask, you know, my question, I said, I'm kind of nervous because you asked me my last question in an interview and I'm afraid now. And so sometimes people are curious about what he was asking me. And we had been talking about Black Lives Matter and police brutality and things like that. And he was a Black man, and he was talking to me about different things along those lines. So if people are curious, that was what we were talking about. And I didn't know if I was going to be prepared to talk about that in front of everybody on stage. It felt like a little more of an intimate conversation. So, so if you're curious, that's what I was talking about.
Well, I'm sure even if you had gotten that question, it would have been amazing, because I remember your answer and all of your stage presence was just amazing. So, oh gosh, falling. But okay, hold on. Let me tell everyone. The last live got cut off. So if y'all have any questions, please comment them in the comment box or the question box or whatever you want. Okay, let's see. What are you most looking forward to about holding the title as Miss Oklahoma? And obviously there are going to be so many things that come up, but just for right now, what are you thinking?
Yeah, you know, it's a bittersweet type of thing to be excited about, but I really am prepared to be Miss America and prepared to represent our state at Miss America. And I understand that if I were to win, I wouldn't be able to come back. And that's, you know, the bittersweet part of it is that I really do love Oklahoma and want to spend my year really serving the state. But yeah, primary excitement is doing my best at Miss America for everyone here. But other than that, you know, getting to travel, because Oklahoma is such a diverse state, and people don't really recognize that, you know, Oklahoma isn't just Oklahoma City, and Oklahoma isn't just cowfields. You know, it's a combination of both, and we have incredible rural communities and we have thriving city communities, and it's a really great opportunity to be able to see every bit of that and see every bit of Oklahoma.
That's exciting. I'm obviously right now, I hold the title of Miss North Texas Outstanding Teen, but I obviously was at Miss Oklahoma, and what was interesting about that is I had a big run through on Saturday with my organization for Miss next week, but I wanted to come up for...
And you made it back.
Yes, so we were in for teen preliminaries and some of the Miss and teen finals, and then that night we came back to Texas. And we got home at like 4 a.m. And then I had my run through, and we were like, should we try to go back? And I was like, yes, we're going back. And we came back and we got there like 30 minutes before the competition, but we made it. So I think it's cool just being able to get to travel around with any title that you have. So I'm sure on a state level, that's going to be incredible. Okay, we got a question. Pick your gown.
How did I pick my evening gown?
Yes.
Okay, so my evening gown is Jonathan Kane, and I picked it here actually at Trey Jolie when I was Miss Oklahoma State Fair, which was my title before Miss Oklahoma City. And the dress, actually, the way I wore it isn't how I purchased it. You can wear it 2 different ways, but it came with a stone encrusted cape. And when I was Miss Oklahoma State Fair, I wore the cape, and it was gorgeous. I love the cape, and it was so show-stopping, and it was stunning. But I felt like I wanted to be even more classy and even more elegant. And I thought that the gown on itself was plenty. So that's why I didn't wear the cape this time around. When I won Miss Oklahoma City, my local title, I wore it that way. And I just felt like I looked so classy and so elegant. And I really felt like myself. And so that's why I chose to wear it for the state competition as well.
Well, you looked like a Disney princess, so it looked amazing.
Well, thank you.
Going along with your talent. Okay, now we have a question from Miss DFW, Texas.
Okay.
This question is actually something that I have as well. So you've been competing for, how many years have you been competing?
So my first competition was the fall of 2016. I competed for Miss Oklahoma City University, where I went to college, and I got first runner-up. That was my first pageant, my first competition. And a lot of people came up to me afterward and said, you know, you should keep going. Don't be discouraged by not winning. This is your first one. Just keep going. And the first person to tell me that ended up being my Miss Oklahoma City director. So
oh my gosh.
it was really great and really awesome. And I really enjoyed myself there. I ended up coming back the next year in the fall of 2017 to compete for Miss OCU again, and placed even lower than I did the first time. And I was really discouraged. But again, people were really encouraging to me, and I came back to compete the next year, not as Miss OCU, but I started at the beginning of the season. Y'all probably have a season too in Texas. And I started at the beginning of the season and competed until I won because I wanted to come to Miss Oklahoma. So that was the fall of 2018. I competed at Oklahoma State Fair and won Miss Oklahoma State Fair. Summer of 19, competed at Miss Oklahoma, won a handful of awards, but didn't even make the top 10. So take that with what you will. And then a couple of weeks after that, competed for Miss Oklahoma City and won Miss Oklahoma City, and then was Miss Oklahoma City for 2 years during pandemic and everything, and was lucky enough to be crowned as Miss Oklahoma.
Well, that is amazing. So so you've been competing for a few years now. So
yeah.
What was different in your mindset going into Miss Oklahoma week this year, if there was any difference, or what was your mindset going into the week?
I think when I competed for Miss Oklahoma the first time, I recognized it was a really great learning experience for me, because there are so many wonderful veterans that have been competing for so long that have really honed their craft when it came to competition. And, you know, I tried my best, but I recognized that there was going to be a learning curve for me as a rookie. So I did my absolute best to prepare myself in every way during the time that I was Miss Oklahoma City, not just physically, not just vocally, but, you know, mentally, to say, this is not just a learning experience. This is a job interview for the job that you've been wanting for years, and you are prepared. You are prepared to do this. Even if they don't pick you, you've done everything you can, and you'll do a great job. There's nothing to be afraid of. You just have to go out there and show your heart and show the work that you've done and the care that you have for your state.
Yeah, so actually that's kind of similar to, I was talking to Miss America's Outstanding Teen, Peyton May, and she gave an analogy that was kind of like that. It was that, what was it? I'm not going to be able to remember the exact words, but I'll try. So everyone has a certain distance away from the door, and some people are 20 feet back and some people are 5 feet back. And if she went and told you, take 2 steps forward, someone's going to hit the door and someone's not, but everyone is 2 steps closer to the door. And I thought that was a great analogy going into the week for me and my fellow competitors. And just thinking about, you are prepared. Like you were saying, you're prepared. You've been working.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm going to use that before I go into interview, because there's not really any reason to be nervous because we've been prepared. Okay,
Right.
let's see. We have some more questions.
Oh my gosh. My sister Danielle is on here. Many good friends. I love it.
That's amazing. Okay, what are some things you would tell the young ones that have a dream of being Miss Oklahoma?
That you can be Miss Oklahoma. I know that when I was younger, I thought that Miss Oklahoma was blonde and white and pretty. And when I was younger, I was not blonde or white or pretty. And so I thought that I couldn't be Miss Oklahoma. And then of course I grew up and you know, did lots of things to help myself, like learn how to dress and learn how to do my hair and things like that. Hi from New Jersey. Hi. Linda says I was always pretty. Linda, you didn't know me until I had hit my second puberty, so that doesn't count. But I recognize that, you know, there were lots of opportunities for advocacy and scholarship dollars and things like that. And that even if I didn't win, it was more about the process of going through the competition and that sort of thing. So yeah, to recognize that you have everything that you need to be Miss Oklahoma or Miss Oklahoma's Outstanding Teen, or whichever competition you're putting yourself in, or even outside of that, if you do have a goal that you'd like to achieve, you have everything you need to do that. And it's just, you know, praying for perfect timing and praying for opportunities to open up for you.
I love that. Okay, so this kind of goes along with overall what your favorite part about the experience is. But aside from winning, obviously, and all the sisterhood, because that's amazing, what is your favorite part about what the organization has done for you? Like, what it's done for you that has made you grow as a person?
That's a really good question. I think that the empowerment that it's given me is really important because, like I said, I entered the competition first when I was wanting to be Miss OCU, and was shocked by how many people were willing to come and just pour into me as just a candidate that hadn't won anything and hadn't done anything, in my opinion, spectacular yet. But just the people that were so encouraging. And that's turned me into an encourager as well, because I recognize that it's not just winning that matters. It's the work that we do outside of the competition, and that encouragement from other people is how we get more people to pay attention to the organization, and how we get more people involved in the community with the organization. So I think turning me into an encourager by encouraging me is definitely something that I recognize as a personal development because of the organization.
That's cool. I've never thought about that, and it's such a true statement, because before I would think like, oh my gosh, I need to succeed, and now seeing all of these people who just pour into you, and like you said, even though you hadn't done anything super spectacular and they didn't know it was in your future and you didn't know necessarily that it was coming, but everyone still has this huge heart for the girls that they're supporting, and I think it's very inspiring to watch. And that's, oh, we have another question. Hold on.
Oh.
Jetta Smith, what was your favorite moment of the week? And then she says, AKA me. So be careful with how you answer this.
Yeah. I know Jetta and I were cracking up because she was like, all right, Ashleigh, you've got to go vote for Miss Congeniality. Just reminding you, you're supposed to be voting for me. So Jetta was one of my best friends from the week in general, but just, you know, she's a great gal outside of competition too. I'm not sure what my favorite moment would be, because there's so many fun different things that we did during the week with each other. I had a really great connection with, there were 4 of us competing that were Black, and we had such a good time, just joking around and, you know, making fun of ourselves and giving each other a hard time and that sort of thing. So anytime with them was super fun. That was Jetta and Michaela Wilson and Ashleigh Earhart along with me. So that was super fun. Rehearsals were all super fun. Just, it was a blast and a half the whole week.
Okay, let's see. We have a few more questions.
Okay.
What fave portion of competition? So what aspect of competition is your favorite?
Definitely interview. I love interview. I live for interview, and I think it's probably because I just see it as an opportunity to have a conversation with people, and I just love it. I love interview.
That's how I am, and
yeah.
It's funny because we'll be back there waiting to go into interview, and people are always like, oh, I can't wait for interview to get over with. And and I'm just excited for it. I'm like, this is fun. I get to meet more people. And it's a funny story, but when I was younger, I've always been very social, and I would be in elevators going to my hotel room at a hotel and say, do you want to come have a sleepover in my room? Like, to these strangers. And my mom would be like, no, but it's always been just my favorite thing to talk to people. Obviously, we're doing a live, so I love that. This is kind of a question that's along with the interview. So personally, I love getting current event questions and questions that I wouldn't expect. And obviously my paperwork and my social impact, but I just love I guess not expecting what I'm going to be asked. So do you like getting questions from your paperwork and about your social impact, or do you like getting questions about current events and more random subjects?
I'm not sure. I don't think I have a preference because I think I love the balance of having both included in your interview. Paperwork questions are always great because they get to ask you more about yourself. And current event questions are always great because you get to show off, you know, that you've kept up and that you have opinions, because that's one of the best parts of interview, in my opinion, is being able to show that I do have opinions and that I'm not just, you know, about myself. So it's really great opportunity to do both. I was really prepared for current event questions, and I did not get a single current event question in my interview at all. So
that's unfortunate too, because like you were saying, you get to show off that you've been studying up on it.
Right.
And I would have been so bummed because, like I said, I love current event questions, and I'm not even sure why. Like, yes, I like showing that I know stuff, but I'm like, I just like it.
Right.
It's entertaining, maybe. I think it's probably also, I don't really know what I'm about to say. It just kind of comes out and it sounds good, and I'm like, okay, this works.
Right.
We'll see what I'm gonna say, just like y'all are. Okay, let's see. Now, okay, we have a few more questions. I think this is your sister. Danielle. Yes, it's your sister. Who do you inspire in your social impact?
She's probably trying to get me to talk about her.
Said mention my name, sis.
Yeah, so Danielle did inspire my social impact. You know, as I mentioned before, she has Down syndrome, and there are lots of things in life that she is not given the opportunity to do because of Down syndrome. And I don't think that's fair, because I see that I have every opportunity in life, and there's no reason she shouldn't. So she definitely inspires it. But, you know, we have so many other people in our community that inspire my work with that community as well. I mentioned Linda's on here. Her daughter Lisa is one of my really good friends. And Lisa also has Down syndrome. And lots of other people that, you know, just are here in the city that inspire the work that I do.
That's so special too, because the reason that my social impact a few years ago was based off of disabilities and providing an opportunity for these children to get an opportunity to write their goals down and achieve these goals was because I noticed when I was at school, a lot of the teachers in special education weren't focusing on their goals and what they actually wanted to do. They were focusing on, okay, let's go to the bathroom, let's get your schoolwork done. And it's so much more than that. And so I love that your social impact focuses on the fact that they have so many more opportunities that need to be fulfilled rather than just getting a good score on their homework and their grades and all. So I love that. Okay, let's see. One more question. Okay. Oh, you were Lisa's best buddy.
Yes. We met through an organization called Best Buddies, and so that's why.
Yes.
You have Best Buddies?
Yes.
That's great.
So I didn't do that. My current school right now, so I go to an international baccalaureate school, which is, I'm sure you know what that is as a teacher, but it's a public school, but it's in an IB curriculum. Right. So it's not just regular. I don't know. Yes, right. World school. So we don't have it, but I used to go to a just public school, South Lake Carroll, and they had Best Buddies. Asking who you inspired me to.
Danielle, I don't know what you mean, sis. Text me and we'll talk about it. Also, I see it was Seton Thomas in the Miss Oklahoma competition this year. Yes, she was. She did a hip hop dance. She was Miss Huckleberry, and Seton's wonderful. I love Seton.
That's cool. I didn't even see that. I didn't even read that. Okay, let's see. Last question. Misstexas Outstanding Teen and Misstexas begins with check-in this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. So coming up.
Yay.
Do you have any final words of advice for my fellow competitors who are on this live, or just me, or anyone competing in Texas this week?
Definitely. I mean, everyone always says have fun, because you know, if you're not having fun, then you're not doing it right, honestly.
Yeah.
And you know, like I said before, just go in with the peace of knowing that you are as prepared as you're ever going to be. And even if you don't feel as prepared as you could, know that you're ready, and know that what you've brought to the competition that week is everything that you needed. And just to give it your all, and try to make a friend while you're there. Try to remind yourself of the goals that you have outside of the crown, because that's gonna keep you sane, and you know, at the end of the week. I know I was talking with my director during the week of Miss Oklahoma after preliminary competition, and said, what am I doing? I didn't win a single prelim. I haven't, you know, I'm not a good candidate. I don't know what I'm doing. And he said, absolutely not. You are ready for this. Prelims are awesome to win, and it's great to see that you've accomplished something like that, but they're not everything. They're not the end all be all of your competition, because you could still win this thing, girl. And then I did. So, so there you go.
So they were right. Your directors were right.
So if you do win prelims, be super proud of yourself, and that's great. If you don't win prelim, don't let it sweat you. Just remind yourself that you are doing everything you can, and you are everything you need to be.
Yeah, that just goes to show that, I mean, obviously it's cool, like they said, but you don't have to win a prelim. You're Miss Oklahoma right now, so that goes to show that. But, okay, she said talk about DASCO.
DASCO is the Down Syndrome Association of Central Oklahoma.
Oh!
And that is one of the organizations that I've worked with before, and that I'm an advocate for. They're an awesome organization that provides community and resources for those with Down syndrome in the Central Oklahoma area. And if you are interested in learning more about them, you should check out their website or their Instagram. And the DS, it's DSACO. It's not actually DASCO, like Danielle said. But
I'll look on Instagram and their website.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us live today. I know there were some technical difficulties, but we got it all figured out, and and I'm so glad I finally got to actually speak with you, because, like I said at the beginning, we just got to take a picture. But now I got to get to know you a little bit, and I can see why you won. So
thanks.
So thank you so much for doing this with me today, and I hope you have an amazing time going to Lee and getting some new dresses and clothes, because I saw their outfits at Miss Oklahoma, and oh my goodness, I want to go there.
You should. Everybody should. It's a great shop, and they've got some great outfits, and the ladies here are just incredible. I also want to say, you know, congratulations to you for everything that you've done so far, and really just blessings and good luck to you this upcoming week as you compete, and the rest of the girls as well. I'm hoping to make it out, so we'll see if the schedule allows, and I can't wait to see how well you and the other candidates do.
Thank you, and you should make it out, because that would be amazing. But
I would love it.
Pretty fun competition, if I do say so myself. So yes, okay, thank you so much, and everyone, thank you for joining, and I'll talk to you later, and hopefully at Texas.
Hopefully at Misstexas. Hopefully after Miss Teen too.
Oh yeah.
Bye.